What's up, guys? Hey, Dr. Jared here, Tone and Titan, and these are some of my best tips and my best advice to help you to sleep better despite your sciatic nerve and lower back pain. Now, first of all, what is sciatica? What is sciatic nerve pain? Well, that's a pain that starts right up here in your back and then travels down the length of your sciatic nerve. You've got a large nerve that goes down the back of your leg. When it gets aggravated up here in your lower back, that causes symptoms that radiate down into your leg. That is sciatic nerve pain. Now, how do we treat sciatic nerve pain, and especially what can we do to help you to sleep better with sciatic nerve pain? Well, in its simplest forms, we need to eliminate that irritation on your back up here, and that will decrease the pain that shoots down your leg. The way that we eliminate that irritation is to get your spine into a better posture or in a better position to minimize stress up in that area. So we have to talk about sleeping in a neutral spine position. That means when viewed from this front, your spine should be very straight in this direction. That's going to be important for those of you who sleep on your side. When viewed from the side, there are 4 curves that naturally occur in the lower back. We're going to be most concerned about this one right here. We need to hold that in a neutral spine position in order to eliminate stress on the nerve and help you to feel better. So what I wanted to share with you again in this video are a couple of tips, a couple of tricks to hopefully hold your back in a better position, minimize stress on that nerve, and help you to sleep better. Now, if that's the case, if you do find some relief from this video, I'd love if you hit the thumbs up button, and thank you so much for doing that in advance. Now, that being said, first tip coming your way right now. Now, the easiest way for me to share these tips with you is to break them down by sleeping position. We're going to start with my least favorite sleeping position and see how we can fix that, and then we'll get up into my most favorite sleeping position. So hopefully one of these things resonates with you. Hopefully this helps you out. My least favorite sleeping position for sciatica and back pain is on your stomach. Actually, this is my least favorite sleeping position for everybody because it's impossible to do it and maintain that neutral spine. Mostly it's a problem up in your neck where you have to rotate fully one way or the other. But in your lower back, if you have tight hip flexors, they pull on your lower back and they create this big sway back or extended back position. If you must sleep on your back, there are some things that I like to hold your back in a better position. It needs a couple of pillows. First one is going to go under your back and kind of under your hips, and that's going to introduce just a little bit of bend into your hips to unlock your lower back. The second one is if we put a pillow here underneath your shins, that is going to unlock your knees. So basically what we're doing is introducing a little bit of a bend in your knee, a little bit of a bend in your hip to hold your back in a more neutral position. As you get into that position, immediately you will feel decreased pull and decreased stress on your lower back. But once again, I don't love it because up here in my neck, I'm rotating one way or the other. So if you can, give up sleeping on your stomach. If you can't, these 2 pillows should help you out. Which brings us to our next sleep position, and maybe a quick question. I've actually never asked you guys this here on YouTube, and I'm curious, what is your preferred sleep position? Are you a stomach, side, or back sleeper? Leave me a comment down below. I'd be curious to kind of get a poll for how you guys are sleeping, what you prefer. Next sleep position that I want to talk about is on your side. Now, this is my personal preferred position. I'm not saying it's the best. It's just the one that I personally find the most comfortable, as long as I have a couple of things in place. Now, the key to getting a better night's sleep on your side or holding your back in a more neutral position on your side is right here. Usually, our shoulders and our hips are wider than our waist and our knees. So as you lay on your side, you're going to collapse here with your side and create more of a curve in your back up here, and then your knees are also going to collapse together, which creates some tension down in your hips. So if we can find something that's going to fill that void and hold our knees and pelvis in a more neutral position, you're going to be happier. So this is how we're going to do that. The first thing you're going to need is a sheet. And yes, this sheet is very purple. I live in a house with a bunch of girls. I have 3 daughters and my wife. We have purple sheets. It was either this or Elsa and Anna. So this is what you get today. And so what you're gonna do is just roll this sheet up right here like this. You're gonna start with that sheet right around your stomach, loop it in the back, and then come around back to the front. Now, I don't need you to cinch down on this super tight, but just snug, but you're still comfortable. You wrap it up here in the front, and then you can either pin or tape that in place. I do recommend tape so that the pin doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. But you'll see what this does. If I were to lay down on my side with this in place, this is going to fill that void and hold my spine in a more neutral position. It fills the gap because my shoulders and hips are wide, and so this is going to add just a little more cushion and a little more support. It doesn't need to be much. Usually this is adequate. Now the cool part about this is if you do roll around in your sleep, if you roll over onto your back, that's still going to hold your back in a more neutral, safe position. If you roll over onto your other side, you're still in a good spot with that sheet in place. So try that out. Let me know if it helps. The other thing that I like to do, this is my personal pillow. I just went and pulled this out of my bedroom upstairs. This one is just a small pillow, and I sleep with this between my knees. Again, the problem that we see is as you sleep on your side, your knees collapse together, and that can kind of pull on your pelvis and pull it out of a neutral position. If you put just a small pillow right here between your knees, that's going to create some separation, that's going to hold your pelvis in a better position, and therefore hold your back in a better position as well, to minimize some of the pressure on your nerve, to minimize some of the pressure on your back. So those are my tips for you side sleepers. I've got one more position for you. Which brings us to our final sleep position. Yes, this is for those of you who sleep on your back. Now, truth be told, I do like to sleep on my back. I feel like that's a really safe, neutral position for your spine. I just tend to snore a little bit more when I do, especially when I've got a cold, kind of like what you're hearing right now. And so for those reasons, I like to sleep on my side. Well, my wife likes it when I sleep on my side. But for those of you who sleep on your back, let's show you how to do that. The biggest thing is that when you sleep on your back with your legs extended out straight, your tight hip flexors tend to pull on your lower back and introduce a little bit more rounding, and that can cause back pain, that can really flare up those sciatic symptoms. And so there's two things that we can do for it. A, we can support it better, and I just mentioned that to you with the side sleep part. If you wrap that sheet around your waist, that's going to support that part of your back a little bit better, but honestly, that's not my favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do is to actually grab a couple of pillows, put them under your knees, and then unlock those hip flexors all together. And so you'll see if I lay down on my back with these pillows under my knees, I've got a slight bend in my hips, my back isn't being pulled into this end range arched position, and all of a sudden you're gonna start to sleep better with that. But for your back pain, for your sciatic pain, those pillows under your knees are going to go a long way in helping out. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I shoot one of these how to sleep videos, and I talk about posture and I talk about pillows, you guys always tell me, you say, Jared, that looks great, but I can't sleep. There's no way I can sleep with all those pillows. I toss, I turn, I change positions. Like, what am I supposed to do? My advice to you is just start out this way. And if you can at least find a comfortable position to fall asleep in with some of these pillows and things, yeah, you're gonna toss and turn through the night, but if you can at least fall asleep like that and maybe get 1 or 2 or 3 good hours in that good position, you'll be amazed at how much better you feel. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, if you wake up in the morning and if you wake up and you're stiff and you're painful and your back, you just need to stretch, you need to move, I've actually got a great morning stretching routine that you can follow along with. If you're interested in checking that out, click this box right here. If you have neck pain or shoulder pain or back pain while sleeping, here's an entire playlist that you might benefit from. Be sure you check that out. If you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten, hit the circle to do it, and I'll see you again soon right here on Tone and Tighten.